Upstate Cerebral Palsy is regulated by a number of state and federal agencies. We are a licensed school district, similar to a public school system or a BOCES. So we are regulated, but there are a number of services like the Sensory Trail and Park that we're not able to get funded with governmental monies, and thus the need for something like the Mayor's Gala. Upstate Cerebral Palsy now has over 80 buildings in 7 counties and employs over 2,000 staff. So we serve people really literally from birth or 6 weeks of age. Our oldest consumer now who lives with us is 88 years of age. So we carry the whole lifespan, and really Upstate Cerebral Palsy is somewhat of a misleading name for our organization because we serve all types of individuals with differing abilities and disabilities. We're also a $90 million enterprise, so that includes interns that are in personnel, in finance, in IT, and those are the people, the young people in our community we're trying to retain here and not move to other areas of the state. And we've been fairly successful at that. We're the #1 hiring institution of Utica College graduates in the area. So a lot of our projects are initiated with, for instance, Utica College, which we have an ongoing project now in our early intervention program, which we try to utilize research-based protocols. We pilot those out to see if they're on a smaller scale successful, and then branch them out throughout our 80 buildings where it's appropriate, and then again throughout the state of New York. We're really seen in the Mohawk Valley and throughout the state as a leader in innovative projects. We're also a diagnostic and treatment center, which is the same as St. E's, St. Luke's, so we're considered a hospital, which is a technical term is in Article 28, and we provide occupational, physical, speech therapy, psychological, counseling services, and that's reimbursed either through Medicaid, Medicare, private insurance, or in some cases on a sliding scale, private pay.
We're certainly honored that the mayor has chosen Upstate Cerebral Palsy as a recipient of this year's gala. The funds will be targeted for a sensory park, which will be on our Armory campus. The children in our school-age program will benefit from that sensory park. It'll be a paved area where the students can go out and walk or ride bicycles, and there will also be 8 different sensory stations on that park. There may be a TP that the student can go into that will decrease sensory stimulation that they're facing so that they can calm or they can relax. There may be a music station for the student to play different types of instruments to help calm them. Most of our students are here because they have some sort of behavioral concern that would prevent them from being able to be taught in their home school district. So we really use a holistic behavioral approach to the education of the students. We have a positive behavioral approach for the intervention with students, so we hope that we can be ahead of the behavior so the behavior doesn't happen. We're very excited about the fact that the Root Farm and Upstate Cerebral Palsy are partnering in a new venture. The Root Farm will become new nonprofit affiliate of Upstate Cerebral Palsy. The Root Farm has been providing equine assisted therapy services for over 20 years, and as an organization we're going to be able to grow and expand upon the services that were originally provided at the Root Farm out in Vernon at a new center in Sequoia. We are in the process of constructing our own equine center, which will be on King Road in Sequoia. There's a real connection between the animal and the individual receiving the therapy services. It's extremely rewarding to see the children and adults who participate in our therapeutic horseback riding program. We have students with autism or individuals with autism who ride and may have a very difficult time making connection with another human being. And to see their faces light up and their joy in interacting with the horse is like nothing I've ever experienced. A very positive connection between the animal and the individual, which is extremely rewarding. As a result of the collaboration between and partnership between Upstate Cerebral Palsy and the Root Farm, we are going to be able to grow the Root Farm programs far beyond what the original founder, Alice Root, had ever imagined. In addition to adding additional therapeutic horseback riding programs, we're also adding agricultural programs to the Root Farm. We just received a grant through New York State to start a hydroponics greenhouse program. So we're hoping by the end of the fall 2015 to be growing leafy greens that'll be sold at farmers markets and local grocery stores. We also have 80 chickens at the farm right now that are producing eggs, so we're selling free-range eggs to staff, and those will also be sold at farmers markets. With the break in the weather, we've started collecting sap and boiling that sap to produce maple syrup. So there's a whole host of activities that are going on as part of the Root Farm in addition to the therapeutic horseback riding programs.
It's a cumbersome, bureaucratic enterprise that we're involved in with many state agencies, local, county, state, and federal level. But it all goes away when you walk into our buildings and see the consumers and the families that walk in and out of these doors. They really are the heroes of this whole enterprise, and it makes my job, to be quite honestly, very easy. I would tell you honestly, it makes the weekends too long. I need to get back here on a Monday morning because they are what it's all about. But the Mayor's Ball is such a celebration of the positive aspects of this community, which we think are mirrored to the positive aspects of this agency. We encourage everyone to come and have a great time and celebrate all that's good about our great Utica city.